Buddy, and welcome to another Minecraft video. I'm a little disorganized right now in speaking because my audio got corrupted on the video that you are currently watching. So I'm going to attempt to commentate over it a little bit. In this episode, last episode, we have worked on the tavern for our desert village. This episode, I wanted to kind of work on our residential area, getting in some houses, seeing what we can make in terms of populating our town a little bit, and getting things kind of taken care of. So I had built a path up to the hill that was on our side, as you can kind of see there. And then I just started making a small little house with a similar design that we were going for in the tavern, but kind of going up the hill. You can see right now I'm kind of building up. I wanted to make this to be 2 stories so we can add details through windows, through walls, stuff like that. This is a sped up clip, so you are seeing things a little bit quicker than they would have been in the video had it not been corrupted. I want to get the texture of the building so that the log brings out a little bit of depth in the building. Keeping with our building tips and techniques, you want to make sure you have that depth when you're building so that your buildings stand out. Right here I'm just thinking, okay, maybe I want to have a little bit of a overhang, have one part of the building be taller, have another part be a little smaller. So I'm just kind of building up this wall right here so that we can get that how we want it to be. We are going to make a little place to walk onto there, and we're going to do a little something cool with that shortly. Changing the weather right there, as you can see. But that has no importance to the build. Just building back up with our logs so that we have that depth, like I said, creating that depth and making it pop out a little bit. There's our basic shape as is. We can go in with fences as our windows, similar to how we did the tavern. It just gives it a different feel than a modern house with glass, or even once we get to a more foresty house, the glass looks better in the forest as well. I don't care for it in a desert build. So that's what we got going here. Obviously on the inside, we're not worrying about interior decorating really, but I still wanted to put in a little staircase just so we could get up to our second floor and have it be realistic in that case. But I didn't want to do anything too spectacular in terms of interior. The houses are small, but we want to have, a few of them in there. So that we can have it look populated and busy in our town. Right here I'm just adding in slabs as our roof so that we can have a little bit more space to move and walk. Right there I kind of played around 2 different variations, but ended up just knocking out that corner piece so we could walk out front. Here we're just going to wall it off so that you're not walking out of your house and falling off. And then adding in some barriers around it just to add, once again, more depth to the build. Get the colors breaking up the insane amount of, yellowish white from the sandstone, and instead doing the brown to contrast really well with the sandstone. That is one thing. The principles of design, which if you've ever taken an art class in a school, this kind of stuff still applies to art like Minecraft in a way. I mean, this game is a form of art if you think about it, in the way that you can design and place blocks to create a artistic effect. You want to have contrast. That's one of the principles of design, and the contrast between our dark wood and our light sandstone really makes this work. So right now I'm just adding some detail work, and this is what's really going to make this building pop. We want to grab some string. Right now that's me searching for the string. Finally finding the string, and you can use string to place carpets above it without the carpets needing a full block. So I'm just placing the string like you would need to for a tripwire, but you can't really see it unless you go way up close and look at it. So then here we're going to grab our orange, since that seems to be the color that we're working with for the majority of the place here. And we're also going to grab light gray just because it's a little less bold than white. But we can take our string, place it, and then place our carpet on the string to allow us to get the effect of having a little overhang on our building with our carpet above it. Kind of think of it as a canopy on our house. So it adds actually a lot because it adds that little speck of color with the orange, and then it also just adds another dimension of the house without overpowering it. So here I'm just going to add a door, and then we just go in with some detail work. We take chiseled sandstone, place it here and there to break up the constancy of the normal sandstone blocks. And then I'm also going to go in with smooth sandstone and place that occasionally in places as well, just to give it, once again, break up the constant regular sandstone and put in a couple like it was built sporadically by multiple people, maybe at one time. They didn't have quite the wealth or materials to make something look super, super nice. I'm then going in with wooden buttons. Don't go crazy with them. They're just a little bit of decoration. And then stone buttons can work as nails on logs, kind of. So that's kind of what I'm doing there with that. So with that, our first house is almost done. We are going to add a little bit of detail work around the outside. Just thinking around, more trapdoors going on, just extra detail. But thinking around to what would be in a desert-ish like area. And my first personal thought was something like a water pump, like a water well. A place that you could go, you could get clean water in a essentially desert and have it work out pretty well. So right here I'm just terraforming a little bit of land so that we can have some space to put that on that back side of the house. And then let's see, I'm going and I'm looking for a cauldron, which is going to be the base of our little taft of water that we're putting in. So we're going to put, 2 of those in there. We're going to grab a fence as so. I may change that, actually. I'm not remembering a whole lot. I recorded this a long time ago. I tried a fence gate. That didn't work too well. Tried a lever, and this is what really looked well in my opinion, is you put it down like that, and it looks like you're kind of piping water into the cauldron. And then from there you can actually place water in the cauldrons. And it's the tiniest bit of detail, but it's good enough to make a difference if you were to be walking through our area. So from here I'm just adding a little bit to the house. Not anything too spectacular, but still enough to make it, a livable condition. We're going to add in some flooring, we're going to add in a chest and a crafting table, and just, it's a little homier than it was before. On the outside, we'll do similar to what we did for the tavern. Make it seem kind of like they're storing a bunch of stuff outside the house. Maybe it's too hot inside to store stuff a lot on the outside. But you can throw stuff like cauldrons, crafting tables, chests, even furnaces can work well, just to give a little bit of extra stuff there. So with that house is done. And I'm going to just let you guys watch and listen to some Egyptian music that I found of me building a couple of these other houses in the little area. I'm going to make 3 more, and yeah, enjoy. So apologies for the audio breaking in this video. I would have liked to be able to build and talk at the same time, but I've kind of been waiting a long time to get this out because I didn't want to record myself right now how I'm talking. Because I figured that it would be really awkward, but this actually really wasn't that bad, and maybe I'll do something similar to this in the future. But with that, hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you next time.